are trying. If the election is held right now.
So, clear the place of goblins. What could be more simpler than this? Critical hits against 2 to bully, that's the matter.
Burn, blast you! Burn!
Still, they ambushed me before I could do a goddamn thing. Ah, precious healing. Other goblin dropped something? Of course it did. Could you please move a little bit? A little bit, please. Don't have to hatch the remains. Potions I couldn't buy from the city. Well, at least from one shopkeeper. Blue stones, that's suspicious. These stones appear loose. It looks as they might cause others to fall if you push them. But the shaft is probably there.
Hold here! Do not retreat from this spot.
I shall accomplish
But
this
this
task.
is a one-way cave, so we can go and die here. Let's see. Yeah, didn't work.
By my will and
They're immovable at this point. Probably a strength check. There's a hole there or something along those lines. But we want to attack the shaman if we can.
You may as well give up right now! I'll have your head on a stake! Just stand still for a bleeding moment! I'll have your head on a stake! If you
But
just
the sleep
stand
isn't
still
gonna do
for a-
much, but it'll buy us time. And it took out the
You
shaman
may as
really.
well give up right now!
Bad, not bad at all. Right, seems simple enough. The opposition is certainly worse than it was in the prison, for example. Unknown speaker. Methinks you do. Prove it. We win. Right, I need a pixie. Maybe not rare right now, but soon. You cheats. Me no cheats. Both doors are locked. He thinks you do. Prove it.
I'll have your head on a stake if you just stand still for a bleeding moment! Burn, blast you! Burn!
Blingard, Blingard, Blingard. They're actually decent. Feel free to actually do something, people. They're still not good enough against Calibas because of his high armor class, so more or less things are still working in our favor. We are heavily relying on Calibas though. If something's good enough to fight against him, we're all gonna die. Water Elemental. Goblin Water Wizard. Yes. A bomber.
I'll have your head on a stake if you just stand still for a bleeding moment.
Oh shit. We made a mistake. We made a big mistake. Are you immune to enchantment spells? No.
For justice!
The mistake is that we annoyed the archers behind the door, so they're shooting at me now constantly. There's not much I can do about that. And I'm dead. Not quite, but that was close. That was uncomfortably close. Nice scrolls. Broken urn. This looks to have been some kind of magical urn, possibly used in summoning a water elemental. This would explain how such a weak creature could have a water elemental in its control. They're trying to break the door down. It's me just fine.
Foul, sick, disgusting stench!
Two large areas. I think we probably should take the smaller one first and clear that. Couple of goblins.
Death take you, fool!
They're unarmed goblins, so they're not a threat. Shaman, get the shaman. One of you losers must know how to beat him. Still fairly good so far. Goblin key. Awaken. This could be their main area. There was another door there, but who the hell knows where that goes. Goblin Archer. Chieftain elites. Chieftain is not affected, but everyone else pretty much is, so good for us. Chieftain might still be affected by other things like Tasha's hideous laughter. Holy shit. That's a dangerous chieftain right there. Yeah, I won't survive if I take any more damage, so please survive. Nice little fight. Did not expect the chieftain to be this tough. Especially the bullshit aura. Psionic gem. Gems are very popular with adventurers because they are small, portable and light. This is something different. Goblin head. This is the head of the goblin chief, whose tribe had taken over some local caves. This might be valuable to show someone what you have accomplished. It might be. I'm losing my protections anyway. These houses are probably not something I can enter.
Think again. You ask the impossible. Think again.
2 areas.
We must never give up. Never give in. Never be less than the best we can be.
Okay, Tinkle Toes, do your job. Do your thing.
Right, I'm on it.
Does it go deeper? It sort of looks like it might go deeper. Goblin Bomber! What does that actually mean? You will come with me. Same with you. Common creatures can deal with him.
By my will, attack!
Chief's chest, stay out. +1 scimitar, katana, scabbard of blessing, great stuff. This scabbard has multiple uses per day. Bless is a pretty big deal. So that's a valuable item.
Right, I'm on it.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. A whip +1. Nice potions and +1 leather armor, which no one can really use. Excellent. It is worth some cash.
By my will, attack!
I shall accomplish this task.
Let it go. Another bomber. Oops. Pretty much critical failure with the reflex save.
Hold here! Do not retreat from
I
this
shall
spot.
accomplish
I'm on
this
it.
task.
By my will, attack!
So what's so special about this particular box?
Hold here! Do not retreat from this spot. By my will, attack!
1000 gold pieces. Goblin note. This is a note written by a crude goblin hand. This be all the gold that be left from getting ogres to join army. If the master wants us to hire more things like a barbarian tribe or a dragon, we gonna need more gold. This might buy more goblins, but master not seem real impressed with us so far. An ogre smashed Bedzil to jelly, so now me gonna need new partner. Still, very useful for us. Can I rest here? No. We could force things forward, but I'm not sure if we want to. I mean, we have 2 spellcasters that are out of spells, so it could be real painful trying to just push this forward. And the melee guys at 13 hit points. It's just reckless. Simple rest could fix a lot. Fuck. Psionic gem. This gem glows slightly with an eerie light, as if it contains some kind of living energy. As you hold it up to examine it, you feel the faintest touch of another mind contacting your own.
What is taking you so long? Wait, this is not the mind of one of my minions. Who are you? What are you doing with this gem?
Well, he's the masked man. I'm the future lord of the keep. Then you shall die, as will the rest of the fools who hide behind their precious stone walls. There is much I need to do before my armies are properly rebuilt. I have no time to waste on someone who shall be dead very soon, so if you will excuse me. The gem crumbles to powder in your hands, as whatever the creature was that spoke to your mind dismisses you. Okay, even though the most heaviest of the fighting is without now over. Should I... I want to see first what's here. We could heal up a little bit and wrap things up. We have a lot of killing power still. Enslaved farmhands. Alright.
Thank you so much. We feared we would never be released from there. I know not who this master is, but the goblins truly fear him.
Do you know anything about the masked man's forces?
Serah told us the masked man was killed in battle, but the goblins seem to be recruiting other creatures for someone they call the Master. It seems they've already found someone to replace him as a leader. Many of the goblins were killed in the masked man's attack, but they fear their new ruler more than they fear death.
Yeah, you should go now.
Thank you, kind sir.
Now, the main quest was to free the prisoners. I'm not sure if the goblins were ever that important of a quest. Still, this will buy me time. I hope the timer is actually not a tight one, or it's not a real one, so even if you wait out, things won't go. You won't lose the campaign because of that. It's just there to sort of hurry you on. Give you the impression of urgency. Otherwise it can turn out to be a real pain in the ass. Because it takes a long time to just go around and talk to people.
I'm glad I caught up to you. I was just speaking to my... If the election is held right now, you would lose.
You have cleared the goblin caves, or so I have heard, but you have not reported the job finished to my aunt. I will take you to her so that you can tell her and she can postpone the vote for you.
Okay. This is slightly annoying, I have to say. I mean, I understand if this comes along, but did it have to come basically before I even have a chance to talk to people in the town?
Hello again. What can I do for you?
This would also, if it counts resting as part of the timer, it will also severely hinder spellcasters. I have cleared the masked man's forces from your land.
They are all dead then? Do you have something to prove what you say?
Yeah, I have the goblin chieftain's head.
What a disgusting thing. Very well, I will keep it to show the other landowners, to prove your worth to them. Now, for your reward, here is the 200 gold, and you are now our candidate for the election. I can also hold out the election 3 times for you. I will have Alias come and get you if a vote is called.
How do you hold off the election?
An important vote can be held off 3 times if guilds are not ready to vote yet. Most guild masters don't take advantage of this, but I do, because my guild is notorious for being slow to reach a decision. Everyone is used to my petitions for that time, so they won't suspect anything if I do it for you. They'll just think my fellow landowners are being difficult again.
Alright, what else?
Well, there is a house for sale, showing that you have long-range plans in the keep. By purchasing a house would probably help your position. Problem is that the only house we have right now has several problems. First, it is an expensive old house. I can help you there, since it hasn't sold in the 4 years it has been on the market.
What's the other problem?
Since you have done such a kind turn for me, I would love to respond in kind. You seem to be able to hold your own in a fight, so mayhap a haunted house just might interest you. It's most definitely haunted. These are not rumors. Whatever ghosts or spirits live in there are always there, and no one has survived entering. No one goes in there anymore. But I figure you seem a lot tougher than your average customer, so I'll give you a price cut on the house. It is more of a mansion and was supposed to sell at 10,000 gold. I'll give you the keys for mere 2,000 gold, but you have to drive the ghosts out yourself.
I don't have 2,000, but I can easily get that. Why hasn't the church done anything about it?
I asked, but Lavos said that if Mistress Death chose to return a few souls to haunt some houses, who was she to argue? Perhaps you can do a better job of convincing her than I was able to.
Okay, how did it get to be haunted?
Oh, it was a while back now. The woman who lived there went insane. She threw herself off a cliff, if I remember correctly.
This would be maybe the sister of the noble one. Leader of the noble guild. So there could be important evidence there.
Her sister sold the house to pay off the woman's debts, but the buyer died in a gruesome fashion not a fortnight later, drowned in salt water on the upper floor. Some say it was from the mad woman's tears.
Okay. Right, I don't have that kind of gold right now.
Well, I'd like to just give it to you, but there are taxes owing on it. A lot of debt has been accumulated that needs to be paid off. If you need gold, you should speak with the Stan. He's right across the hall and he pays well. I doubt the house will sell too quickly, so come back and ask me about it later.
First and foremost, we need to rest first. The game seems to take pleasure in just sending us without any chance to object to these dangerous places, so we need to just rest. Then we'll need to talk to the woman in the temple about the haunted house. No, we need to sell crap. Right, this...
If you can spare me a moment, I should like to speak with you.
What is it?
Things are really starting to come together. 2 or 3 more votes and you will be in a position to win. But we had better not get cocky. I know what happens to the overconfident.
Tell me what you mean.
My father trusted his sons implicitly when I joined my brother's social group. I was pressured to tell everyone all about the new Duke. They would hang on every word I said. Like a typical youth, I loved the attention. I told them exactly where Dash liked to hunt and when. A few weeks passed and my brother was treating me like an equal. Then Dash and I and father went hunting. Several of the young courtiers volunteered to go hunting with us, so we made a merry little hunting party.
Go on.
We were chasing down a fire salamander the Duke had wounded with an arrow. Suddenly there were a group of soldiers around us, come out of the obsidian forest. They were mercenary elementals and they attacked without hesitation. We would have died that day if it were not for my father. He gave a mighty war cry and plunged into their weakest group. They went down easily and he cried to me to get the Duke to safety.
Yeah. You did what you had to do.
I did as I was told. The Duke and I had to kill a few of the elementals who came after us, but in the end we made it back to the castle. When we staggered into the main hall, the castle guards took the Duke and rushed him to the healer. They were terribly ashamed even though they had been ordered to stay behind. I walked into the hall where my brother and his friends always drank and caroused. The look of shock on his face as he saw me, it was more a look of horror. It answered all of my questions.
So what did you do?
I watched as he tried to hide his shock behind a welcoming smile. He opened his mouth and said something about having a rough hunt, but I drew my axe and that shut him up. His friends were too stunned to try to stop me. I cleaved his traitorous head from his shoulders as I cried out that this was all for our father. We need to get to back work now. I'll tell you more later if you care to hear about it.
Yeah, I'd like that.
You are a true friend, Cal. I thank you for listening to my rants. I could go lop off something else's head now. We'd better find us a good fight.
Oh my god, someone else? No.
Pleased to see you.
Sir Curtis the Bard. I recalled him from before. Okay, I paid for a week for my room, so I guess for a week I can go there and sleep however I want to. Very close to a level up. That is an important level up. We will get third level spells. Looking at the fights we've had so far, not sure what to pick. We're going to have to pick something that takes on a single powerful enemies. Currently we don't really have that. The sleep will also stop functioning soon, so we'll have to find something to replace it with. Bard begins to sing.
Come on, mage, why don't you cast your spell with all your class? I'm gonna pull my sword and knock those monsters down with all my class. Mount up your horse. I know a hunting spot where the undead are cold, but the hellhounds are hot. It's just a dungeon crawl there where there's a naughty brawl with all that class. Like in your face and wear your magic shoes and all that class. I think our cleric here's going to heal our wounds and all that class. Hold on, friend, I'm going to need some hugs. I bought a magic cape that drives away those bugs. While through the swamp we crawl until we kill them all, to prove our class. Bard stops singing, waiting expectantly. Let's clap politely. He crumbles to himself and starts turning his life. Right. Who are you?
Greetings, friend, and welcome to a mossy tree. If you need anything, you should speak to Mr. Mossy.
This halfling sips a glass of wine, pausing occasionally to stare mournfully into its ruby depths. Who are you?
My name is Gelani, and I'm part owner of this establishment, along with Mr. Mossy. Was also something more than that once, but those days are gone. Sorry, I don't mean to be melancholy, but with the election happening, I long for the days when I was more involved in politics.
How were you more involved?
Not so long ago, I was the master of the Merchants Guild, a position I really loved. Unfortunately, my leadership was usurped by Thaddeus Squilt, a notorious villain with a black heart but a cunning mind. Thaddeus spread rumors about me, and the rumors were backed up by a certain noble, who even now makes a bid for leadership of this dear keep.
Sounds like he is smarter than you. I do think that. It's like politics. It gets ugly. There's no, the people who are in the winning group, none of them have clean records, fully clean. You just don't. Those kind of people can't keep up with the competition. You have to play dirty. You can distance yourself from that dirty play to a certain extent, and there are limits to how far you can go, but you have to do it. You just have to. It's the difference between having some kind of a dry expert talking to the people and having a person who actually understands that you need to get the people to vote. Even if you would have some sort of a perfect complex plan to solve all problems, if you would lay them out for the people, you would still lose the election, where compared to a guy who would just have a couple of good slogans and would tell people he can take care of their problems without any plans presented. It just, you have to understand the game you play. Being right can still, being smart and being right can still cause you to lose. You have to be proper smart, understand the game you're playing and play by the rules. And you're gonna get dirty playing that game. This is no exception. What kind of rumors?
Because I had supported some necessary tax increases in the past, Thaddeus persuaded others that I was planning on supporting a doubling in taxes, which I would never do. Unfortunately, with Sir Beckett's help, Thaddeus' lies were believed and he became the new guildmaster. Now the entire keep is paying for his poor leadership.
Is he a poor leader though? That's a different matter. It sometimes happens. Some people are good at campaigning, but they don't really have the skills needed to run things. More likely though, they know exactly what they're doing, but their interests lie somewhere else. So they're working for the benefit of something else than the larger organization. What exactly do you mean?
Ever since Thaddeus stole my position, he has moved to block any increase in taxes. The only reason I ever supported the tax increase was so the banner could afford to train and arm new guards. Now the guards are ill-equipped, inexperienced, and demoralized. I do not envy the next lord or lady of the keep.
Now that's actually a good reason for us to try to support her. Because if we're gonna get the lord, there's not much point in being the lord if you can't actually do anything while being the lord. So extra funds would definitely help. What do you think of the election?
Sir Beckett is like some evil demon come to us in man-flesh to lead us to our dooms. Every move he makes seems to lead us closer to chaos rather than to a stable government where trade can flourish. Envid is young and ignorant of political necessities. If she becomes the lady of the keep, she will quickly become frustrated with the authority of the guilds. Are these the only choices we have? A monster of chaos and an authoritative purist?
If I would try to take power from the guilds, they would never support me. And I'm okay with that. because yeah, it's nice that you're the sole leader and you can sort of get the force things, but you also carry all the responsibility at that point, and you might end up being very alone in your leadership position. If there's a guild system, the guilds will also have an invested interest in keeping things working. So you have a much broader base to support whatever you're going to do. It might have to involve you doing some favors, like we're now doing with the boats, but that's basically what most of the role-playing games are these days anyway, so that would be the norm. I would support the authority of the guilds.
Really? I knew who you were when you came in, but I didn't want to say anything. See no reason not to believe you either, since I am in no position to help you. If this Thaddeus is as corrupt as you say he is, and I believe you speak the truth, do you not owe it to your guild to try to stop him?
People react to threats in different ways. Perhaps with the threat of invasion, the other merchants might listen to another voice.
I have been talking to some of the other merchants. Some of them are realizing what happened and sympathize with me. Still, it really hurt last time. I don't think I could do it again.
Yeah, that's Jelani doesn't really have the personality. If you're a leader, you're sort of a punching bag. You need to regain your position, because I'm unlikely to get Thaddeus' help. Overthrowing that support could aid us in a lot of ways.
Why would I take such a chance? I need neither the ridicule nor the pain of losing again.
My persuasion skills aren't exactly great. There's no harm in trying it. Do it because it's the right thing to do.
I know it is. No, you're right. It's the only chance I have if I am to help everyone. Thank you for the confidence, Cal. I will go and gather the merchants for another vote. Hopefully by tomorrow I will be back in power. Come and see me in the Merchants Guild's office later.
Can't be that easy. Still, vital level for us. We definitely want to push persuasion up. Discipline or tumble or appraise. Tumble is used so often though, it's a good one. Discipline is much rarer. Disarm is rarely used, call shot is rarely used, knockdown is a real problem, but if you play it smart they rarely get a chance to do that. I'll still take the praise. Seems like there's a lot of uses for money, and if I have to equip 3 people I'm gonna want the money. Oh shit. We have a craft wand. Yes. Craft wand would be good, simply because it would it seems resting is troublesome. So if we could produce a single up to a maximum of 50 charges. One like that would allow us to get through things when the spellcasting options have been dried out and we don't have a good chance to rest. The thing is, we can always sort of buy a lot of the wands. 2, it does cost a lot of money to make even a simple wand, like a huge ton of money. We can at most 2 4th level spells. Small amount of XP and gold, depending on the level of the spell to be crafted into the wand. A newly created wand has 1d20 plus 1 charge per level of the character, up to a maximum of 50 charges. So 25 at maximum. The cost of crafting a wand depends on the level of the spell as well as the level of the resulting wand. So it's basically 3,750 gold per level. Select it in order to craft a wand. The character has to cast a spell in question on a specifically crafted wand. I don't even recall if there are bone wands you can craft. I know that you can buy magic missile wands with 50 charges. They're much cheaper than what they would be if I crafted. I'll take spell penetration. We need to take it at some point anyway, so we have time to think about the craft wand thing. This is also a mage's feat, not a general feat, so we can probably get another feat fairly quickly in the next level or two. At that point I would have the money to make the wands too. Right. Paralysis. That's an enchantment spell, right? Yes, so it would be very hard to resist. Haste would be the best option, really. It's just so good. One extra attack, extra dodge armor class. It is so goddamn good in a tough fight. Make a huge difference, especially at these levels. Alternatively, it should be more or less like any kind of attack spell. Summon creature 3 also very good. We should see what we can what we can buy from the mage. That's what we should see. But I need to visit the
If you could pause for just a moment, I would like to speak to you, my friend.
What do you have to say? I think we need to speak about your actions in regards to Jelani and Thaddeus. What do you mean? Your actions were very honorable. You restored the faith of one who had no hope, and in doing so you earned the trust of not only Jelani, but also of many others in the king. I do not feel as though I say it enough, but it is at times like this when I deeply respect you as a friend. I have not decided yet, but I am thinking I would like to call you my Rakati. That means brother in my native tongue. It is an honor that is rarely given, and never to one who is not a Rakshasa. But if your actions continue to be honorable, you will be the first. Well, that is an honor I shall strive for. I'm glad you see it that way. I always worry how others will comprehend my foreign ways. But with you, it's like speaking to a close sibling. That is all I wanted to say. We should carry on. Are you neutral? Yeah, lawful neutral. But we're all lawful, so I think that more or less binds this group together.
If you can spare me a moment, I should like to...
I wonder what is it about you that makes you a better leader than me. I'm not sure if you are as good as Dash was, but you are doing well with the people of this keep.
What was the young Duke like?
After the attempt on his life and my father's death, it became very serious. It took some digging and a little torture, but I discovered who had financed the attack. His rival was a powerful Azure lord named Hastafel. Lord Hastafel had always hated Dash's father, but he also feared him. Assassination was a test of the mettle of the new Duke. It was only a test. Never underestimate how far jealousy and greed can drive a person. Lord Hastafel initial plot failed, but eventually he won. Why do you think I stand here today rather than at the hand of my dead friend Duke Dashiano in Laclanis? Dash and I and my younger brother acted rashly, and we declared war upon Lord Hastafel. It was supposed to be a short, easy war. Lord Hastafel commanded far fewer men than Dash did. Hastafel had less gold, fewer mages, and only a couple of lesser priests. But what we didn't realize was that Hastafel had the ear of our corrupt king. The king had always been jealous of the Duke, for the Duke was much loved by his people and his lands prospered. Didn't you get the king's permission first? We did, but the king claimed we had forged his letter of agreement. Hastafel was warned of the attack. We were besieging Hastafel's home castle when the king's troops arrived and attacked us from behind. We were declared traitors to the throne. Dash was devastated. We would never have betrayed his liege lord, the king. Caught between two armies with our own troops demoralized, we surrendered. What other choice did you have? None, and even that was not enough for the king. To gain the property of the Duke, he decided that Dash would have to pay the traitor's price. My brother, an accomplished warrior, declared himself Dash's champion. He challenged the king to send a champion and let the gods decide who was the traitor. And who was the king's champion? Lord Hastafel took up the challenge and, using a powerful magic weapon and magic armor, he defeated my brother. He kept the head as a trophy. Dash was killed and I was supposed to die too. I do not wish to speak of how I escaped right now. Any suggestion on what we should do next? There are many different paths to our goal. I would prefer you take one that will involve us killing monsters. It is up to you. We should go. We can talk more later. Can I go now? Right. What we need is money, and currently I think the smith face to face. Assassin? Yay, we made friends. Ah, shit. I'm not in a position to fight against an assassin. Local guard. Local guard to the rescue. All hail local guard. Yay, we're making friends. Right. Another reason why I didn't want to level up yet is because if I change my attributes skills during level up, I think it also re-rolls how favorably we're seeing. Most of the time it will probably work for you, but that's not a guarantee. We're getting good prices from this guy already, so we might as well use this opportunity to sell stuff. We'll have enough money to buy the house now. That's the minimum requirement we wanted. One uses a whip.
Or a katana. No scimitars either, really. Still... Do you have a magic weapon? No. You can use a scimitar. This is important because if we're gonna go to a haunted house, we probably need a magical weapon to harm the opponents there. So it's not the preferred weapon, but might be a good one. Do I need something here? Not really, no. Can I buff your armor class a little bit? No. Why not? Where is the deflection? Yeah, this is +3 deflection, so definitely not. I think I'll use this. It's not gonna make much of a difference, but my armor class is so goddamn terrible. Alright, I'll go to the mage and see what spells I can buy, things like that. I can't buy all that many. Actually I can. I have over 5,000 gold pieces. Might be a good idea to consider buying an armor. No, we have expenses. Oh,
I have important news. The guild masters are pushing for a vote. They wish to get the election over with.
A sheen of sweat marks Elias's face, and she seems grateful to have found you. Ask your aunt to stall the vote.
I will tell her. Oh, I'm so anxious to see you become the Lord, and I hardly wait. It's like the eve before the summer solstice fair. Well, I'll head back to the fountain now.
But only 3 times. That's the first. It might mean that we can only get 4 guys to support us. And this happens every time I sort of progress in that, gain someone's support. So we have to think carefully, who do we actually want supporting us. The mage probably is voting for us already. Probably. Now the landowners. Or whatever they were. So we can probably choose 2 to 3 more. But that'll be it. Merchants. Possibly. But we want the hunters at least. What are the neutrals? These would be probably the... I'm not sure what the consequence of these choices are. But you think that these skills would have a lot of influence, a lot of information gathering potential. So if you want to be in power, you need a intelligence service. That would make a lot of sense.
Every time I see, what can I do to help you today? Is there...
There's no point buying a cloak, because we can get that from the hunters. Second and third level spells. Fireball. No, we want very specific type of spells. Haste can be bought, Fireball can be bought, Flame Arrow can be bought. I'll buy the haste. A lot of the others cannot. I don't see paralysis here, for example. We have haste. Summon creature 3. That's another I needed to
Every
check.
time I see you, what can I do to help?
Summon creature 6. Very few summon creature spells in general. That's a great combat addition though. So I think I'll take the paralysis and summon creature. The wolf is pretty much the best you can get for a long time, and it'll stay useful for a long time. And our current attack power comes from too few sources, so it's definitely welcome in that sense too. Old person, summon creature 3 and haste.
Very good. Things are coming along quite nicely. Soon you shall have regained all the power you once had. Now, how would you instruct me?
Damage bonus. Special when you hit. Something special. Heal medium wounds. Cure poison. Cure poison is actually more troublesome than healing hit points. I'll take cure poison. That does not sound very warlike. How am I to become a legendary power if you use me like a potion? Still. I'll still use you like a potion. Neutralize poison. We don't have to rest immediately, but to put the spells ready. Absolutely have to have haste. It's too good of a buff to not have. Have to have summon creature 3. Too good of a summon not to have. And hold person. Too good of a spell not to have. We're gonna dump on one of the summon creature 2s, replace with something else, but not now. We're gonna have to rely on those when we go either to the kobolds or the haunted manor. One or the other. 5,000 gold. I'm skeptical about the haunted manor. I think we should go for the cows first. It's much more in line with what we can do, and it would allow us to get more money so we can upgrade our equipment. Kobolds and chickens and cows, oh my. Kobolds have also stored some grain, so I might be able to use it, and this would hurt the outside armies. After that, we have certainly rested and we're more prepared to take on ghosts. The ghosts are a problem because if there's a fight, there's a lot of negative effects we'll have to deal with. We need magical weapons to harm them. With just kobolds, that's easy. I'll see if the alias can give me a quick trip. Apparently she's nowhere to be seen. Okay. So we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Kobolds would also be still one of the few remaining enemies where the sleep will be guaranteed to be useful. think there was supposed to potentially be a caravan here. Yes. The cave. Hermit Scroll, okay. Eleanor Quintalis, Alexis Quintalis. You have something to offer me.
Well met.
Two identical female elves stand here amidst a caravan that seems to have escaped the invading army's notice. One begins,
Good day to you.
and the other finishes,
Stranger, would you be interested in purchasing some of our goods? Most of are in perfect condition. Though there might be some smoke damage. What do you say?
who are you?
I'm Eleanor Quintalis, merchant wizard, and this is my sister, Alexis Quintalis, merchant and scout. Beyond this modest enterprise you see here.
Questions. How did you avoid the monsters?
I am well versed in the magical arts, and we were able to make our entire caravan invisible when I was scouting and saw the routed army fleeing the keep.
It's a powerful spell.
No, I just keep a number of scrolls around with global invisibility spells on them. Just an occasion.
Okay, I don't want to accuse of them for not helping. Why would merchants attack our army? That's unreasonable. What brought you this far north?
Our goods are always welcome here, since many people in the north think of the south as the only place to get real civilized goods. We have done a brisk trade with our dyes and exotic materials, but I think now we will have to wait until the invaders are stopped before continuing to the keep.
Do you need any help?
I think we should be alright as long as those monsters don't come back. Thank you for asking though.
Why do you finish each other's sentences?
They both giggle. It's just something we started when we were just children. Our parents hated it, but after doing it for years, they got used to it, and so did we.
Okay. Unfavorable. Terrible prices. Illusionist robe, but oh fuck, they actually provide normal clothing. Real master and illusionist. I'll pay for it. I don't want to look like a vagabond anymore. Perfect. Single gold piece lost. Ooh, another source for spells. Nothing too interesting. But they had the whole person, so they have a little bit of a different selection. I can't use invisibility scrolls, but I can use a potion. Some standard magic potions. Standard magic wands. Ring of protection +3. A lot of crafting materials in general. Cloth dye. And that might mean the cloaks that are in this campaign can be colored. Bag of holding. Adamantine. Okay, this is interesting. Interesting indeed. Should I buy a bag of holding? It is a big purchase at this stage, but it is such a good thing to have. I only have one. That is valuable. Any kind of armor would basically be unlootable otherwise. So, investment to the future. Might as well look at the hermit too. What is it? Hermit's Forest. It's probably a druid shop, if I'd have to take a guess. Beehives. Not exactly beehive looking things, but whatever. Nothing's preventing you to make a beehive in a box.
Well, hello there.
An old wild-eyed man with bees swarming around his body looks at you warily.
You're here to steal my honey, aren't you? That's it, I must be. Wait, no. The voice. It said he would come. A voice in my head. Never a good sign. It said... Wait, who are you? If you come to steal my honey, you're in for some serious trouble. Or did the voice send you?
My name is Kalshari.
Oh, well then, that is the name the voice gave me. My apologies. Just that someone has been bothering my bees and stealing my honey. I've grown a touch suspicious of strangers. But that is none of your trouble. Please come into my home and I could make you some tea with honey, or you can have some wonderful honey mead.
Thank you, I would appreciate that.
Excellent. I haven't had a visitor in a long while.
Follow me, please. Yeah, he has colorless cloaks too.
That man was passing strange. If you could pause for just a moment, I would like to speak.
I find I am still shaken from the suddenness of our deaths and our return to life. I'm pleased that I'm not dead, but I wonder what the price might be for our lives.
Same thought crossed my mind.
I think we should watch what happens and see how much this power expects to guide our actions. If we test the limits, we might find out how much control it really has.
How do we test it?
Do not push too hard, but when we are being guided, perhaps try to make a choice that is not obvious. Until we are in a specific situation, I cannot say exactly. I will try to suggest something when I have the opportunity. Until then, we should be going.
Right. Why the druid? Someone mentioned something about him anyway. Why is he important to us? Don't see how he would be connected to any election.
Well, hello there.
Hermit sips his glass of honey mead and looks at you with a startled expression.
Who are you? What do you think you're doing in here? You have come to steal my honey, haven't you? You look familiar. Did I catch you stealing my honey before?
We just met outside and you invited me in.
Did I? What a strange thing. I'm sure I must have had a reason. Can't think of one.
I have business to attend to on behalf of the keep.
Wait, I remember now. There was some kind of voice. I was supposed to welcome you, make you feel comfortable. Right, well, welcome, make yourself comfortable. Oh, it's hard to get comfortable these days. I need to go to the keep and sell some honey. I can't just go near people right now. Even just having you here, it scares me.
Why?
Having to deal with people makes me terrified. To think of actually going back to the keep. It's too much for me. I do not know how I will ever manage to sell my honey.
Well, would you like to have someone sell your honey for you?
That would be better. If I had one person I could trust to deal honestly with me, would you find someone like that for me?
What would I get from this? I don't want to sell your honey for you. I'm not a merchant. I'll find someone.
That would be nice. Please try to find someone honest.
Well, we got 300 experience by just promising that.
Yes, of course. Don't steal any honey on your way out either.
Okay. Shrug. I would have liked some kind of indication. Does the game time actually proceed when we rest? Might as well test it now. It's day 14, hour 7. Doesn't allow resting, right? We'll test it in an area that allows it. I need to know. That'll make a big deal. It'll basically affect how much scrolls and wands I'm gonna buy. Because if the time does move forward every time we rest, I cannot rest every time I run out of spells. I need to be able to push forward in tough spots. I'll just check what options we have. Where do we go from here? There's a path there, no marker. Emerald Hills. I think that's where we need to go. No, that's the Wyvern. Emerald Hill Wyvern. It's not exactly a bad choice either, but we don't have our full spells even at the moment. Where exactly was this? There's no mention of it. I think there was mention that the alias can guide us to it, but I also got the impression that you can go to these places without alias's help, so... Does this go anywhere? I might be wrong on that ability to go to these places without her help. I'll leave things here. I could get sidetracked pretty heavily here, so